I'll tell you, one of the best parts of my job is getting to watch the development of young men and go from one year to the next. And you talk about a guy like Noah Lunt from his junior year getting thrown in there, getting thrown in the fire and doing what he did. He spent this whole offseason working on his mechanics, being very diligent and working really hard. As soon as his basketball season ended, he was right picking up a football and getting after it. It's been great to watch him, command the huddle and be a leader, the leader that we need him to be. And I'm excited for the senior season that he's fixing to have.
I'm super confident. I had a great time this summer off-season working with Logan Hicks in his workout area, and I'm ready to go.
Well, I hesitate to ever make these Barnstorm reports too quarterback-centric. In this case, Noah Lunt is the very embodiment of the core tenets of what Quincy Notre Dame football will be this season and how the Raiders can get where they want to go.
I'm really motivated to get through this year, hopefully go deep in the playoffs, but we're going to focus on what we're doing right now. Well, you got to focus on the little stuff. To get the little stuff right, it opens up big areas, big plays.
I would say that the IQ makeup of this team I think is pretty high, especially from the first 5 years I've been a head coach. I think we got a lot of guys right now that love football. We got a lot of guys that watch football on Sundays and Saturdays when the NFL and college football gets going. And I think that when they have an understanding of the game itself, it gives us the ability as coaches to be more creative in what we do. And I think these guys get excited about that.
It seems only fair then that such a gritty, relentlessly hardworking and savvy quarterback should be afforded like-minded assets. That starts with the protection Noah will receive.
Well, it's very good, especially getting to spend a lot of time together this off season working together. We got a few returning guys. Colin and Jackson got a lot of experience under their belt. We got 2 new guys, Ryan Darnell and Jack Myers, and it's not that they're really new. They've still got a lot of experience getting varsity starts last year as well, so it's good to have that experience and chemistry going into this season.
I think all 5 of those guys have really done well this whole offseason of being together, and you watch them move as a group and everything they do in practice, and that's the culture of an offensive line. I mean, it's certainly a brotherhood, and those guys embrace that. And I think that you look at a guy like Ben Schwartz, he's been a starter since his sophomore year, and football is in his blood. I mean, he's somebody that we've watched growing up, and him again emerging into an even bigger leadership role has been just a joy for me personally. But I'm excited for all these guys.
And the targets with which he gets to work.
Football's supposed to be fun. You have fun wide receivers and you have an assortment of them. That adds a little energy to what you do.
It does, and I tell you, they're physical. I mean, we spend a lot of time blocking, and obviously their head coach is an offensive lineman, so we're going to spend some time working on blocking, and these guys I think appreciate that. They understand that for them to block, how hard you play without the football is going to give you a better chance of playing with the football. And so you get guys like Aiden Clouser, who's a good athlete, but also isn't afraid to get in there and mix it up with somebody. It gives us the ability to be, again, multiple in a lot of things that we do.
The one big variable for the Q&D offense, at least at this point, is finding the right guy to tote the rock.
Yeah, I think we've got a lot of guys back there, I think, that give us a good look in a bunch of different ways. Denver Bryan is somebody that's been kind of quietly and respectfully waiting his turn. And he's really emerged this year in this camp as somebody that we can rely on. Reese Frericks is a guy that we get back who in the past have played receiver for us, but really does a good job running between the tackles. Daniel Dyer does a lot of good things for us at fullback and at tailback. So, yeah, I mean, I think we could put a myriad of guys back there.
Defensively, the Raiders also get to start with a couple of equivalent quarterback-like building blocks as well. Losing a pair of all-state linebackers obviously stings here.
We just have to continue on without them. I mean, they're gone and we can't get them back. So, I mean, we got big shoes to fill, but I think we can do it.
But the return of Talon Scott is a wonderful linchpin.
There's a lot of people in this building. In fact, everybody I think would give you high praise on Talon Scott. He's a 4.0 kid. He's a wrestler, so he's gritty. He knows leverage. He knows how to be aggressive and play like that. Watching him in camp really take control of the defense as his own and be a leader, but also just the instincts that this kid has is really fun to watch. I mean, it's frustrating as an offensive play caller when your star linebackers running downhill and blowing the plays up. It makes it a little bit challenging, but then I remind myself he's on our team, and it's a very good thing.
As is the promise of a secondary helmed by safety Wyatt Mueller.
Yeah, again, Aiden Clouser's back, but Reese Frericks emerging is somebody that gives us, again, a good look on the outside. I think Joseph Dolman is a guy that really has been working hard this offseason and will get out there. Wyatt is just, roam in the middle of the field. And I tell you, Wyatt Mueller's done a great job this offseason of putting himself out there to want to play at the next level. I like watching Wyatt play. He's a downhill runner. If Wyatt would have played with me back in the early 2000s, I mean, he'd have been a game wrecker. We got to kind of pull the reins back on him a little bit. But I tell you, he's got some instincts, the high-level instincts, and he probably loves football more than anybody on this team. And he's passionate about the game. He's all over the field. He's a lot of fun to watch.
On balance, then, this is a defense built on its determination, the elements of which are the same ethic carried forward here that helped the Raiders reverse their fortunes mid-season last fall.
Coming off of last year, 5-5 season, I feel very confident for this year. I feel like, linebacker group especially, that we're looking very good. Talon Scott started as a sophomore, lots of experience. Daniel Dyer, Jack Brenner. I believe it was 9 sophomores in the Macomb game, one of the last plays that we had playing. So I feel very confident in the sophomore group from last year, junior group this year, and linebackers especially, because it makes my job a lot easier as a safety standpoint, being able to read the backfield, read the QB's eyes, and not so much worry about running all over the field because I know the linebackers are going to do their jobs.
And also that have them unflinchingly ready to tackle a football kaiju on night one.
I mean, we're obviously very excited about who we got coming out of the gate. Every game is going to be a challenge for us, and certainly we got, they're saying that Quincy High could potentially be the Western Big Six champs. I mean, they got a lot of really good players back, and we know that. And I think that, again, our guys embrace that. I think they enjoy a challenge. I think that that's exactly, again, what we're called to be as Christians. And as long as we live in this constant state of preparation, we're going to put ourselves in a good shot to be successful this season. And we'll take it one game at a time. But our guys are excited to play football, and they love what they do.